Have you ever started writing a scene where you had no idea how your character was going to actually do what it was that they needed to do? In my Rapunzel retelling, my first novel, I had a scene where Rapunzel needed to sneak in somewhere and steal something to learn information about her parents and herself. This was near the very beginning of my novel, and since it was my first novel that I'd ever finished, I really didn't have any sort of experience solving these kinds of problems. I honestly had no clue how she was going to manage it. In the end, I wrote something just to write something. I ended up having her scale a wall outside of a hospital building and pick a lock from the outside dangling there at the window to get inside. It was a really dorky scene, it was unrealistic, and it really didn't fit her character, the character that I'd been writing for her so far. The actions that she had to do in order to actually do that didn't fit the kind of person that she was up to that point. And that week I went to submit my words for writing group. We submit about 1,500 words a week, and then we each review the submitted words, and then we meet once a week to discuss what we thought about the words that were submitted and the comments that we'd left. I did not want to submit this scene. It was badly written and I knew it. I was honestly really embarrassed to have written it. Not knowing what else to do for the scene though, and needing to submit something, I did end up submitting it. Doing so helped me learn a big lesson. The feedback I got was so helpful. They were able to point out some parts of the scene that were actually well done, and that helped me as a writer to feel a little bit better about what I'd done, about what I'd written. And they were able to help me pinpoint exactly what was wrong with the scene and to brainstorm ideas for how to make it better. I took their feedback and I was able to totally rewrite it. I was able to go in a much different direction and much better direction. And now it is unrecognizable from that very first scene that I submitted. But I would never have been able to get to that better scene if I had not been willing to put myself out there and submit something that I knew wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be, or even was bad. Getting feedback on it was crucial for me as a beginner writer to be able to improve that scene and move forward with my book. Now my Rapunzel novel is getting to the point where it's ready for beta readers. I'm having my husband read through it one last time from start to finish because he's never done that all in one sitting, and then I will be looking for beta readers. So today I wanted to share just the different questions and things that I have prepared for my beta readers. The first thing I'm going to do is give them a deadline, not because I am trying to get it out published, but because I know that I personally am better at completing things if I have kind of a deadline to get them done by. And this way I can also send out a reminder email and a follow-up email if I haven't heard from them without feeling too pushy. I also, before they start reading, I want to give them kind of a list of things that I am looking for. So this would be their reactions. Things like, oh, this made me laugh, I'm bored here, I zoned out, I'm excited to know what happens, I'm laughing, those kinds of things. When they like or dislike a character, or especially if they are bored by a certain character or if the character feels really bland to them. When they're reading and they stop caring, or they're no longer interested and it's hard to continue reading. When they can't visualize what's going on, I do tend to forget to put enough description in, and so I'd really like to get feedback on whether or not they can kind of tell what the surroundings are and what the characters are actually physically doing, and plot or character inconsistencies. And then the main thing that I'm not looking for, which is grammar and punctuation. I don't care if they add a random comment here or there, or suggest that, obviously. But that is definitely not what I'm looking for here. I'm not looking for an editor. I am looking for just the way that people react to the book is what my passage, what I'm trying to do with it, actually succeeding at doing that. And then I have one question before they read it, and I'll have to actually come up with a title because I don't actually have a title yet for my Rapunzel retelling, but I'm going to ask them what the title makes them think the book is going to be about. And then after reading it, I have a few questions for them. Was the book what you expected it to be like after reading the title? Which character was your favorite and why? Which character was your least favorite and why? Were there parts of the plot overall that felt slow or rushed to you? What was your favorite scene in the book and why? What was your least favorite scene in the book and why? and any thoughts or questions for me after having read it. So I'm going to keep it really simple. I've never done the beta reading process before, so I'm not really sure. I have beta read for a couple people, but just kind of low key. And so I know that there are people who just let their beta readers comment, and then there are other people who are a lot more structured with it, and I'm kind of trying to go somewhere kind of in the middle and make it so they can read it all the way through without having to stop and answer questions, but then still kind of prompt them. The idea with the questions at the end is that if there was something that they were thinking while they were reading it, but there wasn't a specific place to comment it, that they can comment it here. And maybe these questions will help to kind of remind them of those thoughts. If you have done the beta reading process before and have any tips for me, I would love to hear them down in the comments below. And I would also love if you have any ideas for questions at the end or anything else that I should add to this plan that I have. I would also love to hear that in the comments below. And if you would like to beta read for me, you can just shoot me an email. My email is down below in the description box, and I will keep you in mind for when it's time to start finding beta readers, because that's a whole other thing that I've never done before. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for lots of reading and writing content. And thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you in the next one.